What's going on, guys? Back in another recap today. And unfortunately, I didn't even really trade today. So I'm not going to be going over my trades for the day. I did take one combine trade. I'll glance over that. It was a pre-market. Um, but as you can see, I have just locked myself out for every single Asia session from now on. Obviously not on combines, but I screwed myself yesterday. Basically only took two trades. I didn't mind them, but lost 2,401 and then lost another 400 on the other one. Took like four other little trades trying to scalp my way back up to get my loss limit back to somewhere I could work with for this morning. And unfortunately, I couldn't do that. So didn't trade this account this morning. Lost a bunch in Asia yesterday, which kind of sucks because I thought today was pretty decent. I was in the markets all day because I got guys I trade with that I was helping them out a little bit. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I'm stubborn as fuck, so I gotta do something 18 times before I'll actually fix it. And I was kind of looking at my statistics, and I do print sometimes in Asia, but I don't print enough to make it worth the losses that really screw me over and then force me to take bigger trades the next day, or don't let me trade it all the next day like in this situation. So that lockout is staying on there. I'm going to be locked out for every single hour except New York from now on, and that is not going to change. But yeah, I did start a new combine. Got a win on that today. Pretty straightforward. Like I said, it was pre-market. But this video is going to be more just for you guys. I'm going to go over today's trades that I thought were good, not really mine. So yeah, we did have some news this morning. Nothing really crazy. But I'm going to go over my Asia session trades before we do anything. As you can see, coming into Asia Open, we dumped right through this New York PM high. And we had still been respecting this hourly gap as we did that. And we had these relative equal highs here that we left in London session. And then we had this New York PM, which was also, I believe, I essentially guess this would be the previous day's high. But that was a New York PM high. So there was just a good area of stacked highs I wanted to target. Like I said, we were still respecting the hourly gap. Came down, got a liquidity sweep. Got a very, very nice 15-minute inversion eventually. And I got in basically right as this candle closed because, as you can see, we got crazy volume for Asia session. So, like I said, I don't think this was a bad trade. It's just I don't need to be trading Asia session. I need to take a break. But you can see we get a crazy push up off that low. We're still respecting the hourly gap. Get two 15-minute inversions. And these highs are kind of the next thing in sight for me. I mean, we're not that far out. At the base of this candle, we're only like 100 points, give or take. And I ended up taking a long right after we got that second inversion right here, basically right as the candle closed, which is right there. And I'm just going to delete these so you guys can see better. Like, we were still kind of respecting the 1 minute here. We tapped into it. Like I said, we got the double 15-minute inversions. And like I said, I don't think this was a crazy target to aim for. And everything just kind of dumped on me after that, like out of nowhere, to be honest. And I ended up getting stopped out like pretty much all the way down here at 632. Like, I had a really wide stop loss on this, which was what screwed me. Like, I didn't get stopped out till like basically right down here. Like, I was targeting 100 points and I still was like only a 1 to 1.5, so I took like a 90 point stop loss, which was pretty nuts. And the only reason I can like justify this reversing was like there's this 5 minute gap here that we didn't fully inverse, and that was kind of the only reason we dumped, in my opinion. But we inversed the 15. There wasn't a 30 minute or anything. Like the highest time frame with the gap got inversed, so I don't think this was a bad trade. We had a liquidity sweep. We had a very strong displacement out of it. Realistically, I needed to get in down here, but trading into 250 minutes gaps with a low resistance low right there wasn't exactly a smart idea. So yeah, this one kind of taps on that 5 minute and then dumps on me hard, and I lost about $2,400 on that trade, unfortunately. But yeah, I don't think it was a bad one. Asia was moving like crazy, so I don't think it was like a horrible Asia session to trade. Like from like open pretty much to like the end of Asia, which I believe somewhere like, when does Asia end? See if my little cheat sheet here, at 2015. So we were ranging like well between a 218 or 220 point range, and there was big swing moves up and down. So like that's pretty crazy volume for Asia. So I don't think it was like horrible I was trading, but at the same time, like I said, it's just not necessary. And I ended up taking one more position, like I said, after, which was right here, because obviously now we are reversing off that 5 minute, and this was kind of a FOMO trade because I didn't wait for us to close through this, and I got wrecked, basically retraced about 2 minutes after I entered and ended up respecting the gap. I was pretty certain we were going to close below it and come down to this low, but I entered too early and I got wrecked, and we did end up breaking that gap, coming well into my profit, but not before we retapped in that 5 minute and then went back down. So like I said, that was kind of a FOMO entry. All I had to do was wait a couple minutes to guarantee we closed below this gap, which would have been here, which clearly we didn't, and I would have avoided that loss and then possibly taken a win out of it. But yeah, those are my two trades. And then like I said, I had like 4 other little trades. I was just trading micros, trying to make my way back up, but clearly that didn't work, and I hit my $3,000 loss limit. So yeah, these two highs and this low stayed in play coming into this New York session. And we also had this Asia low here. And like I said, guys, I'm just going to go over this for you guys. I did not really trade, but we did end up coming up and taking these out in London session, and then London session high got taken out right away. So we had taken out a bunch of highs, and that left us right here. We were trading into a 15-minute gap, and this is the trade I took on my combine. It's pretty straightforward. I mean, it was nothing crazy, but we were trading into a 15-minute gap after taking those highs, and I got in pretty early. I got in up here. After we take those highs, we get a nice inversion off the top, we get a tap back into it, and I take my short position here because there was a 2-minute inversion right on the top. As you can see here, this was like the setup I took. You can see we were kept on respecting this 2-minute gap. As soon as we broke it, I entered. As you can see, 556, and obviously didn't need many points. I was trading 10 minis because it's a combine, and you guys should always treat your combines like they don't mean shit, because they don't. And I was basically just targeting this unmitigated 15-minute gap and bang that out pretty fast. Straight to TP, no drawdown, no issues. And yeah, so that was my combine. And then coming into market open, I just want to show you guys before I end this video what I consider to be the trade of the day. There was an hourly gap here, and as you can see here, we did get a tap into it. There was also a very, very, very small hourly gap here that we did respect. I mean, it's minuscule, but still technically a gap. And there's also a 15-minute gap, so we can just make it that. And you can see we were respecting that as well. I was talking to my buddy. I was kind of looking for shorts if we had inverse this 15-minute gap down to London lows, because we did inverse this top one here, but we didn't get the close below this one. So to me, there was no reason to take a short. We still had Asia highs here, and then we had the New York AM, and these relative equal highs here, and then unfilled gap up there. So for me, the best trade of the day was, you had to wait a bit, don't get me wrong, but as you can see, create a 5-minute gap here, and then we create a bullish 5-minute gap here. The only problem with this is we did take Asia high very fast. You had to target up here and go break even really fast on this. It was kind of a risky play in my opinion, but I did like it. After we sweep Asia, come down in this gap, and we do get a 1-minute inversion pretty quickly after we tap into that gap. If you were to enter here on this candle, you were going to suffer a bit of drawdown or end up going break even, but this did hit with no issues. You get out of your stops below this gap here. Like I said, you would have had to take a little bit of drawdown, but this did hit within about 45 minutes. And there was an even better entry on the 2-minute if you didn't want to wait for the 5-minute, which was right here. So basically right as this 714 candle closed, which was all the way down here, you could have got an entry right there off the 2-minute inversion and the 1-minute inversion, which only see one problem with this. I probably would have gone break even on this trade, because you can see we do go a good amount into profit. Like we go about 100 points into profit. Like chances are, I'm trading one mini that's $2,000 in profit. Like chances are I'm going break even here, and then I would have got taken out right here, and then it would have ran TP, which would have really pissed me off. So the second trade was better if you were willing to put up through this drawdown. Again, a little bit more riskier. If you enter here, we hadn't taken the Asia high yet, so you can see, or sorry, we might have. I might be lying about that. Let's see. No, we hadn't taken the Asia. Oh, we did take it here. So yeah, I guess there's really no extra benefit other than it was an earlier entry. But I really like this trade. I would have taken it 10 out of 10 times. We get a resweep. We get a tap into an hourly. We respect the 15-minute. We get a very strong V-shape inversion. Crazy displacement out of it. And I don't know if there was news or not. There might have been, because that's like a really strong displacement. Let me check. I'm not 100%. Yeah, there was. So there was news there. That is kind of why we pumped so hard, but it did create a good opportunity. Like I said, you just had to not go break even here, and you would have probably, like, that's a banger if you caught all that. You're looking at 225 points. That's what, $4,500 if you're trading one mini, I believe. Don't quote me on my math. But yeah, I'm kind of pissed I missed out on that. Like I said, I probably would have gone break even anyways. But knowing me, I would have re-entered on that first trade I showed you guys. And yeah, so honestly, today's price action pretty good. Taught me a lesson not to be an idiot in Asia. And that's for sure the last time I'm going to be doing that because I don't want to miss out on something like this again. Because New York AM is starting to heat up a little bit. So, yeah, I hope you guys caught that. It's always tomorrow for me. It's not like I lost 10 bands or anything, so it's not the end of the world. But, yeah, pretty good price action. Like I said, hope you guys caught that. If you're trading ICT concepts, it was pretty obvious. If you've watched any of the videos I've made on strategy and whatnot, again, that was a super, super obvious trade to take. So, yeah, I think that's going to be it on the charts today. Oh, sorry, I was thinking today was Thursday. We didn't really have any news today. So we have news tomorrow. And these should all be red folders. I don't, like I said before, I don't know why Forex Factory keeps changing that. As you can see, they are marked red on Financial Juice. So be aware that these four are red folders, and they are going to have a little bit of an impact. Shouldn't be anything crazy, but be aware of that tomorrow. And we are looking pretty bullish again, to be honest. And as we speak, we are trading within this 4-hour gap, so we'll see if that holds during Asia. But we do have a good amount of liquidity to come grab up above. This gap's unmitigated, and then we got all-time highs right above that. So I do see us continuing higher. I definitely think we will take these relative equal highs here on the 1-hour chart, and then potentially push up to this gap. But we'll see what happens here. If we inverse this 4-hour, we definitely could come down, grab some more liquidity before we make our way back up. But yeah, that's going to be it for me today. I'll be back at it tomorrow. I'm already locked out for Asia, so I can't make any more mistakes. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.